No worries. Oh, finally. Was pulling 300 mystery shard for the summer rush.
Hey, big shout out to Mr. JR Star 3 for the raid. Give us just a couple of minutes here, guys. We'll get ready and we'll be going into our 100th episode. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, is it just us in the podcast note stream? All right, I'm gonna post that link link there. That's right.
What's up? What's up?
Mods, bro?
Hello.
I have like 20 mods and 0 mods.
Dude, I feel that deeply.
And then Ken, I'm gonna ping you on it. That way you get alerted. Y'all should definitely check that out.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I don't get anything to put y'all on that. It's just I've been using it for years now, and I've
That my first time heard.
like 20 free games, and some of them are like legit games. I mean, a lot of them are shit, but
They can hear everything we're saying.
yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
3, 2, 1.
1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. Thank you all for joining us on our 100th episode, guys. 100 episodes. Holy shit. That means we've been doing this for over 2 years now, between the weeks we take off. We have had some guys here that have been dedicated, coming week after week after week, spending time. That's literally 200 hours a week. Or a year, almost. I don't know. I'm still shocked that we're doing this, but we got a lot of things to talk about today. We got a lot of things to talk about today. I wanna discuss a couple of things about Raid Shadow Legends and why we're able to accomplish this 100th episode. Because of the game. We've got to do some giveaways courtesy of Plarium. They're going to be giving out some gems, some shards, some books, so that's kind of nice. And we got a couple of things to share with you guys. First of all, let me start off by let me start off by fixing all my cameras going on here. But we actually finally launched our shirts. Some of us here have them, and some of us unfortunately weren't able to get them yet, but we will get them. But as you can see, if PJ can go ahead. Jay, let me blow him up a little bit, guys, so you guys can see Jay right there. Right, Mr. Zero Brew showing off his Gestel. Now, we did have Ken's out there, but unfortunately, I made a little bit of a boo-boo with the shirts, so I will be getting that out to him soon, and hopefully he'll have that. So I will let you guys know that all these shirts will be accessible for everybody. I'm not trying to shill anything like that, guys, but you will be able to support your favorite content creator, and all the proceeds from these shirts go directly to these guys. I won't be taking anything out of it. So keep an eye out. I think we'll probably have the store up for sometime in the next week or two. But that said, now that we've kind of done all that out, let's introduce my co-host for today's podcast. Let's start with my favorite low-spend late-night content creator, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing awesome. Happy to be here. 100th episode. Crazy. We watched some UFC yesterday. Went all right. Just doing the fusion. Going pretty good. I feel like the fusion's relatively easy. The summon rush was pretty low, I thought. So yeah, happy to be here talking to you guys about Raid, and crazy 100. Very excited.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to admit, with the fusion being easy, you know, I think you're really right on that, and I kind of wanted to talk about that today if we have time. But it feels like the last 2 fusions haven't been that crazy for resources. Everything else they've been doing afterwards is different, but the fusions themselves have been pretty obtainable. Next up, my live arena expert, Mr. Gestel Gaming. Gestel, what's going on, bro? How are you?
100, baby. Excited to be here. It's been a long road, my man. I don't know how many it's been, but I feel like it's been a lot. So I'm glad I've been here for a lot of it. It's been a lot of fun. And here's to 100 more, brother.
Let's go. Just think about it. 200 hours that we could all be either spending with our wives or significant others. That's dedication. Next up,
I think the wifey likes the 2 hours to herself, but that's it.
You know, that's gotta be that's true too. That's true.
I have no wife, so no comment.
Well, next up, we're gonna go to the Dab Master himself, all the way in Texas, and Mr. Zero Brew. Zero, what's going on, brother?
What's up? I'm so excited to be here. It has been a fantastic journey, and like Gessel said, let's go for 100 more. I love it, or at
Let's
least
go.
69 more. It's a nice even number, is what I've been told. I do have an announcement. Do have a small announcement. It has been a year and a half since I was laid off for the company I worked for 17 years. And after this long journey, and I have worked as a contractor, but I have landed my job, just did my background check this week. So hopefully August
Congrats,
25th,
brother.
I will start
Congrats.
the new gig. So
Yeah,
super
man.
excited.
Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. Next up, we're going to go all the way to California to my UPS union brother, Mr. Pogo Pinktie. Pogo, what's going on, bro? How you doing out there? You're muted,
Seeing how
bro.
this was the
There we go.
100th episode, I had to reach out to my man and see if I can get on. It's been over a year since last I was on the panel, so I thought I'd come in and shake things up a little bit.
Let's
Last
go.
time I was on the panel discussing about Doom Tower champions when I literally had just got like my first epic Doom Tower champion, so I was really contributing for that conversation. But hopefully after much time under my belt, I can chime in a little bit better.
I definitely, I got a talking subject today that I think you're definitely going to shine on, especially because of the Hell Hades free-to-play challenge. Next up, we're going to go to our free-to-play master over here, content creator free-to-play, specifically 1397, Mr. Final Kampachi. Ken, what's going on, brother?
Doing good, man. Congrats on the 100th episode. Hopefully, we can continue that as long as the game leave, you know. And today, actually, I'm a little bit freedom because there was a game, you know, Sunday. I'm playing different games on the stream, not raid. And I start playing like Clear Obscure 33 like 3 months ago, expert difficulty, and today we rolled the credit. So that was
Nice.
very nice moment for me, and the game was really good. And yeah, that was my weekend. I hope you guys doing good as well.
Nice, nice. Next up, we're going to go to my favorite five-headed thinker, Mr. JR Star 3. Jay, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing good, man. It's good to be here. It's like, wow. Remember we were just talking about what we should do maybe for the future in terms of content creation. Here we are. It's so good. Like, you know, as a whole, right? Like we came up with an idea, people supported, and people are supporting us through all this. Plus, you know, you helped us get these. So I can't be more grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And last but not least, our newest addition to the Knights of Teleria podcast, who is going to be filling in every other week that Jay is not here, Mr. Copium King. Copium, what's going on, bro?
Backwards again.
Dude, what's going on, boys? Super happy to be here. Just 100th episode, man. That's crazy, dude. I mean, better late than never, right? I'm super happy to be here, and I'm super happy to be here moving forward. And let's just keep it freaking moving and grooving like we do.
All right. I'm glad to have you along, bro. All right. So first up, let's get it out of the way. We're going to be doing some giveaways courtesy of Plarium again. We've got some gems, some books. It's basically, we're going to be giving away 5 tier 1 content creator rewards, 5 tier 2 content creator rewards, and 5 tier 3 content creator rewards. Now, the best way to do this is, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm not trying to shill the Discord. You can join the Discord and then leave after the giveaways. We'll give some time out. Is you have to be in the Discord to be able to pull your name and be able to get you out. I could not find another way to try to get it done. So Kimpachi's already getting on. So I will post the link to the Discord. After this podcast, you want to leave, go ahead, do what you want to do. You want to hang around, go for it. But we will do the 5 lots of 540 gems today, the 5 lots of 540 gems and the Ancient Shard today. And then for everybody who's watching us afterwards, we're going to be doing, I believe it's 540 shards, 1 Void Shard, and what's up?
540 shards? What shards?
Not wow, not shards, sorry.
Be careful, be careful.
You can't take it back, dude. You already said it.
He said mystery shard, guys. Mystery shard.
Mystery shards, yes. Basically, that's what you can buy with 540. Okay, so let me rephrase it. So it's going to be 540 gems for 5 winners, 540 gems, and an ancient shard for another 5 winners. And then the last 5 we're going to do is on just posting your UMID number after the podcast is over, and we'll pull those next weekend. Will be 540 gems, 1 void shard, and 1 epic tome. So for 5 winners, right? So we'll be doing a total of 15 giveaways. Sorry about that, guys. Getting a little too excited here. I'm gonna say this has probably been my most disorganized kind of event that we're doing here. That said, so let's go ahead and let me link the Discord for you guys to join both on YouTube and Twitch. And again, after this is done, you guys can all leave, do what you want to do. If you don't want to hang out, that's perfectly fine. But this is just the only way I'm able to get everybody's information, or be able to get everybody's thing in here, right? So let's go ahead. Let me post it both on YouTube. There we go for Twitch. And here we go on YouTube. So we'll wait a little bit for people to come in, and then we'll go ahead and do that. All right. So while we got all that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about Raid and, how we got to this place. First of all, I want to discuss the evolution of Raid, right? A lot of us have been playing Raid for years. And, if we go back and look at 2019 and the alpha when it first came out, it is a total different game now, right? There's been a lot of things that Raid has done to improve the game and still be able to kind of enjoy it for the most time without spending too much time. So I want to ask you guys, both to the chat and to you guys, what is the one thing from 2019 to now that you think that Raid has done, with your experience to keep you gravitating and to keep trying to, or not trying, but keep playing the game, keep logging in every day, right? Let's start off with Pogo Pinktie first. Pogo, what do you got? I think you're muted, bro.
I muted up because I don't want to cough on you. My bad. Honestly, I'm just a fusion nut, man. I love the fusions. I love the evolution of the fusions. I love the fact that they've taken away the extra frags right when they introduced a character called Mod, but they introduced all these extra Titan events so you can get a 5-star blessing for the fusion champ you're going for. Like, they've just snowballed fusions into just taking over your whole life. So yay.
Okay. Guesso, what about you, man?
I mean, I could be a bit cynical here, I guess, but the fact is, I like grindy type games. I like MMOs. I like that I've built this account and I can keep building it. So that's kind of what keeps me coming back, just the continued growth of the account. And more so now, I like the live arena. I like the competitive aspect that it's come with. So I would say those two things. Okay,
so the live arena and competing and continuously upgrading your account. Okay, fair. PJ, what about you, man?
Yeah, I didn't play during the alpha. I started 4 years ago, so I'm not quite sure exactly how it was back then. But yeah, I would say similar to Gestel. I like the grind. I like to see my account grow. I like to be able to. I think Raid does a very good job of I guess visually, but it's very easy to tell that your account's getting better, or you're beating something. Your times get faster. You can't beat a stage, and now you can beat 3 stages higher. That feels really good when you were stuck on something. So yeah, I just like the grind. I like the characters. The champions look cool. And they just keep adding more stuff to do in the game. So that's good. They keep updating it.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
I have a good one.
Okay. Oh boy. The
reason I keep entering the game every single day because I'm waiting one day they are going to announce deleting Armans, nerfing Tranda and the Titus, and it skipped me, on the game. Like I'm waiting that moment. This is why I keep logging in every single day, waiting for that moment. I'm gonna celebrate. Joke aside, like a guest selection, I also like big fan of the MMORPG. Before I start playing the raid, I played probably every MMORPG at this right. And I love grinding. I love try to improve my account. Even on the raid, it's taking quite some time, especially if you're not spending money. I still love community, man. Community as well, actually. Like there is a lot of great people playing this game, and without community, this game will be dead. Like for a second, I'm telling you.
I agree. Okay. Zero, what about you, man?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, first and foremost, the Brew Crew and all the people, which I know the Brew Crews and all y'all's crews too. So just really the community out there, I think, is one of the things that helps. I do like that you can autoplay this game, right? So I do get a little frustrated when the autoplay piece comes off. And I'll have to agree with Ken and Gestel. Like, I was also a MMO gangsta back in the day when I was a lot younger and had more time on my hands. I was in beta of EverQuest, if that gives you any indication, in the late 90s of what I was doing with my life. But and then many others in between there, right? So I think this kind of fills that void, but I do like, while I feel like I put 18 hours a day into this stupid game, whether the game is running, I should say, not stupid game, but stupid that is always running, or I have it always running. But I think that's one of the cool things that Raid has going for it, right? So you can keep things running and not actually pay it attention, right? So I'm gonna need that, because this new job, man, I'm gonna be 4 hours in the office. I'm either gonna have to get it done the night before, or go on my lunch break and flip my phone over and put on multi battles and let it run. So we'll see.
All right. King, what about you?
Well, man, I mean, like, unique perspective, right? So 2 years ago is when I started playing the game, for about a year. So I guess 3 years technically. I played for a year, and then when I came back, it's like the same thing that brought me in originally, is just the art style. They keep expanding on the kits. I mean, everything is just somehow becoming more it's just becoming more synergistic. Like, they have stepped away from so many things that we have said, we don't like this, we don't want this. I mean, and it's really easy for us to be pissed off at what the meta is currently, but we also forget quickly what we were struggling with before. And I think that, it's good to give props to the game, because for as long as we've been playing it, they've also been, designing it, creating new champions, giving new abilities, coming up with new bosses, giving new areas. And while they all don't work out 100%, they're doing that at the end of the day to keep the game alive, which is what's keeping us all together. And so, I mean, I'm just happy to be playing Raid Shadow Legends, and I'm hopeful for the future of it. Just like, we're talking a minute ago about being hopeful for the future of the podcast. Like, it's definitely a symbiotic relationship. It's like they need us and we need them. So I truly do enjoy this game, and I have a similar background to all these guys, or most of you guys, where I was, playing MMORPGs, and the community aspect of it just died and went away. And I was like, well, I can get cool art from Raid Shadow Legends, and I'll just play it in my garage every night when I get home from work. And then the next thing you know, it's like I'm in a bunch of streamer chats. I'm talking to people. Like, I have more community on Raid Shadow Legends than I ever did on an MMORPG, and I just think that's fantastic. It's a wonderful place to be.
Right. And you bring a great point on the community, because I think, how many times a week am I hanging out in your Discord or, other people's Discord? Like, this community, I have just grown, and like, I've made friends that I think Jay will tell you guys, and Zero especially, like, there's not a week where I'm not calling him on the phone and we're just shooting the shit about something that's going on. And it happens a lot, right? Like, my clan leader, same thing. Like, I'm not just talking to him in game, I'm talking to him outside of life, like, hey, and we're not just focused on this. So I think the community is one of the biggest things. Jay, what about you, man?
Two specific things. The first one I'll never forget was way back when I first started, like at the end of 2019. I didn't get to start at the beginning where Sir Nick was like basically free, but when I started, it was had a lot of negative press. People were hating it on it, like shitting on it, basically saying it's a waste of time, it's a horrible game. So I was like, there's no way this game could be that bad. It has so many ads everywhere. So I had to download it, had to try it. And as I started playing it, I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty good game. Like, and I got invested into it, and I was like, well, a lot of people are talking about certain things you could do, but they could be doing something different, right? And I was like, doing videos and trying to showcase that to the community. And over the years, like, basically said, there's one way of thinking or meta way of thinking, but there's a whole another way you can actually do things. And that just kind of how I got integrated into the community. And it was just, yeah, it's like a family, you talk to people behind the scenes, you find people, you even like opposing guilds, like, or clans, like you talk to these people, they're real people. So that was number two, was of course the community actually has helped me a lot. Like if it wasn't for Raid, I probably wouldn't even be like, I'd just be still like a 5U Andy, So Raid did definitely changed my life, not only on Twitch, but YouTube as well, and helped me learn a lot through Plarium, through their mistakes, through other people, through random viewers, everything. So Raid honestly did change my life, and I'm thankful.
Yeah, man. I think because it's a game, because we're a community and we love the game, it's definitely we're both physically and emotionally invested into this game, and we get really pissed when something isn't going our way, and rightfully so, right? We feel like we're falling upon deaf ears, that our feedback is just going nowhere. And, I think some of the times we just got to kind of realize that it is a game. Let's just play it. Let's just have fun and enjoy it for that, right? I'm looking here in chat. There's some people saying that, I'm still hanging around because of my clan or the community. And stuff like that. So I think I would like to say that Raid, the number one thing that still keeps everybody around, and I see it on a lot of content creators, basically their comments is, yeah, I left the game, but I'm still around because of the community. I still support the content creators because I love seeing them and watching them. So that is very huge for this game. I don't think, well, let me say that if the community dies, it is a bad way to head out, right? So will it die? I don't think so. I think, we've got people going and coming, and there's a lot of times where the people that are going are coming right back, right? So I don't think that that's ever going to disappear. The sentiment about the game, again, we're not always getting what we want when we want, but we stop getting, we are getting things small at a time, small pieces at a time. That said, I want to talk a little bit about what Raid is doing better than everybody else. Now, before chat goes off and says they're doing nothing, every other game has done everything else 10 times better, I want to make sure that people understand that Raid, when it launched, set the bar so high, and no other game is coming out with features that are less than Raid, right? No game right now coming out is going to come out without having background battles, without having some of the designs that Raid Shadow Legends has put in place. And I think overall that they did a great job at setting that standard, and, everybody else coming in and raising the bar. Now, because Raid is pretty much, I from what I've seen, some of the numbers, way ahead of every other game, I kind of understand why they're not able to implement everything going on, right? That we want the background multi-battles along with the being able to do PvP at the same time, right? I know the big number one thing is going to be their service. But that said, I want to ask you guys, what is the one thing that you think Raid has done better than everybody else? Let's start with PJ first. Marketing. Okay. Nice.
I honestly don't think like it used to be the graphics, but now have you guys seen Dragonair? Dragonair, I think, almost has better graphics than them now.
I have not seen Dragonair.
They re-released it in the US and it looks really good. At least graphics.
Okay. What about? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's,
Okay.
it used to be maybe graphics, but I feel like Dragonair, it looks really good now. So yeah, just they came in with the big marketing in the beginning and just put their name out there and was like the first, not the first, but like they weren't obviously the first gotcha, but I feel like they were like the first to really go brand like hard and go marketing hard.
Yeah. And I will say, I think you're right on the marketing part because I forget what I was doing. I was in my office. I walked out and I see a Raid Shadow Legends on my wife's phone. And I was like, wait, there's no way that you actually downloaded the game. And it was just an ad on like another puzzle game that she plays. But yeah, they are masters of pushing that out, even though they've definitely kind of scaled it back, right, from what it used to be. I remember the advertisements for Raid used to be just everywhere. And you're right, it used to be a meme. Gessel, what about you?
I'd say the best thing they do, especially above pretty much every other gacha game that I've ever played, and I don't even want to admit how many of them there are, but there are a lot, is the consistent rollout of champions. Every month, you're getting at least 1 or 2 new epics, if not more. And you're getting at least 4 legendaries and probably a mythical now. No other game puts out champions at that rate. No other game. And if they do, they don't keep the pace up like they have. They've done this for 5 years.
Right.
So that's what really keeps the game moving. It's what keeps the meta changing. So yeah, I would say that's what they do the best, probably.
Okay. Pogo, what about you?
Actually, the one thing I think they do seamlessly that I've never seen any other company, not just ever, is being able to take their mobile game and make it work across multiple like areas to be played. You could play it on multiple ways of mobile, the different stores that they have, and then you could be able to play it on your PC. How many other mobile games out there are being able to not only do that, but bring the graphics, and bring everything else to the table that they're bringing? Most games have to either focus just mobile, focus just PC, and they're able to bring that across on I think that's awesome. I've never seen another game do it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And, they did initiate the standard for that because most games now that will come out, they're not just mobile games anymore. People realize, yeah, we'll be able to play it on our mobile when we're out, when we're on the train or something like that. But behind our computers, we sit there and we focus a lot more on it. So yeah, they've definitely done a great job of that.
Even the consoles are now trying to go in reverse like that. Consoles are now trying to let you be mobile with their content. They're trying to catch up to the mobile game. Mobile game figured it out first.
Yeah, agreed. Jay, what about you, man?
There's a lot of things. Not trying to sound negative because they're like a teenager, right? That had a lot of money and they're trying to invest it right. And they became an adult finally after all these years. They're better as a company, but in the beginning they made a lot of mistakes. But I will say the one thing that they did is honestly hold true to themselves. They told us this is our game. This is what we want to do. Even though we care about our community, we're going to be stubborn and we're going to do it our way. And they've done that the whole 6-7 years. They've stayed true to that. Now they bend a little bit, right? A little the knee, but that's mainly what most companies, they bend quick, right? They don't want to go end of service. They don't want to lose millions of dollars. Not Plarium. They are stuck in their ways. But other than that, they've definitely changed little things. But that's the main thing is they wanted to create their own vision, their own Raid Shadow Legends, and they stick true to it. They didn't want to bend the knee for nothing. So they're hardcore for that.
Yep. And sometimes, that makes us feel like they're not listening to us. But you're right. Like they're sticking to what they think is best, even though, because I guess, I think some of us have said that we're definitely a community that wants things here and now. But some of the things that we want aren't really helpful or good for the long term of the game, right? And the thing is, it's not just all YouTube community or Twitch or Reddit and stuff like that. There's massive players that don't even look at YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, right? Or even go to Reddit. They log on, they play the game, and that's it. So, King, what about you, man?
I mean,
I think
all of you.
Oh, King, not Ken. Sorry.
I mean, no. I think the best thing that they've done, honestly, is trailblazing, man. Like, I guess what I'd put it to metaphorically or like as a comparison be like the Oregon Trail. It's like the first people that went across did not have it easy, man, and not everybody made it to the end. The more and more that they go and the more they push, the better and better it got. And now everybody's kind of following behind, and like while they aren't doing everything right, in our opinions as the people playing the game, they are doing a lot of things right, and that's why a lot of other companies are adopting and adapting to some of the things that they did first, and so it goes. Like now they're kind of doing some stuff that Raid's maybe not doing because they're stuck in their ways, but I think that the art style of this game really put it on notice that it's like mobile gamers deserve something that isn't just a big-headed cartoon top-down 8-bit graphic like piece of crap. Like we deserve something that we want to actually look at and be happy that we've got something beautiful to play, whether we're at home on the PC or on our phone out in the world. It is nice to have that streamlined transition as well, just like some of the guys said. But I just think that they are pushing the gacha game, which, love it or hate it, I'm playing it, and so are you. They're pushing it forward.
Yep, I agree. Zero, what about you, man?
Yeah. So I had something funny I was gonna say, but I totally forgot what it was. So get that thought. Maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, I think it's a conglomeration of everything y'all are saying, right? Like, I've never in a million years thought I would spend on one single game what I've spent on this one single game. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like the perfect storm of a little bit of everything. And there's a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong with what they've got going on, but it's like the perfect storm, right? It's like they got a really good community. They got a really good group of content creators. All of us in our own way, create content in this game. I wish they would lean a little bit harder on the Twitch side of the house. I've mentioned that in the past. It seems like they're just really all in on the YouTube side, which I've had to join as well. But there's some opportunities there. I think if Clarum is listening to this, but then yeah, I mean they're all in with the character design, the lore. I mean, hell, the video series that they put out. I would love to see more of that. I mean, they have an opportunity here. There are these once in a generation type kind of games that get out there, and they kind of can spread, and they can last several decades, right? Like World of Warcraft, right? Think of World of Warcraft 1 that when it first came out, and it has grown into obviously an MMO, several series of games. Now they've got movies, they've got all kinds of stuff going on with that lore, whole bunch of spinoff games like that, right? And so Plarium has an opportunity with this IP to keep going and growing. And I know they've sold the company and all that, but yeah, I do wish they would listen to us a little bit more, and they've come along, but we do need a little bit more quality of life things, and just some of the frustrating parts. If they could just nip that in the bud, like I think they could just retain more and more people, and or bring more people into the game. So
Right.
yeah, I think it's just a little bit of everything that everybody's been saying, and I would love to see what they can do 5 years from now, right? So game's 6 years old now. Let's see what they can do in another 6 years, right? So double down on it and see what they can do.
Agreed. All right. And Ken, what about you, man?
I mean, I agree pretty much every CC content creator friend said. Raid was the unique, man. Like whenever 2019, or if you played Alpha back in the day, like there wasn't too many games looks like especially on this genre like a Raid. I mean, you can call that. You can literally see the difference because the developer team, coming from a different countries, like you can feel that, these people it's not just copy. There is lots of copy paste gacha games on these days. You can literally see that they are basically have the template. They just change in the skin, and it's same thing. But the Raid was pretty much unique game, and after that, after Raid released and successful, there is lots of different games. Looks like a Raid. I mean, going to the similar way the Raid is started. But obviously, they have a more advanced feature the Raid doesn't have. And the Raid little bit far behind on them. So I wish, I don't know, it's because of the game engine, it's quite old now, or there is a different reason behind of that. But I wish Raid is catch them now because they are ahead. They took the flag on them. So I wish we can get some future the other games have, which is pretty much every single game have, like friend system. Come on, like
Right.
I mean, every single game have that, like on this list. It's kind of funny now, this kind of feature doesn't have this kind of big brand. Like, it makes me sad, to be honest. Like, I just don't understand the reason. Hopefully, Polarium listen us and they can also check their the other games and they can see like what is the other games do and what they are missing.
Right. I think looking back at it, you see a lot of people that actually started careers from this, right? And I think, chat was just referring to Jay Giggs, for example. He stopped playing Raid, but he got his start playing Raid and was able to do what he essentially loves at the end, right? You've got people like Hell Hades. Hell Hades was up now and he's doing his own game, which, would have not been even a thought if he hadn't been a content creator for Raid and done what he's done. You got a lot of people here that, definitely owe a lot to this game, even though we don't want to admit it. We've done so much because of this game. Has it taken a lot from us? Of course, whether it be time, whether it be money, whether, whatever. But it has done a lot for a lot of people. Now, a couple of you guys touched on the graphics, and I gotta say that, I've tried a couple of other mobile games, and the biggest thing for me was the graphics, like the cartoony animation style of Japanese animation. I can't do that. I really can't. Like, I try.
Blazin hates waifus, dude. You heard it here first.
Dude, I played World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft, even in the earlier versions where it was still kind of dulled down type of, graphics, it was still better, in my opinion, than some of these other games that are coming out. But I think...
Can I send you a video of Dragonair?
Yeah, go right ahead. I would love to see what they've done better now. I do know I do know that it has been sold off to an American company now, so that's why. But I think like Raid, the visuals, the graphic design, the art that they've done is so much better than any other game. And let's see. We're gonna check out this video right here. I don't wanna. Let's see here.
Yeah, it was like 750, yes.
750?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look here. I mean, I kind of look at this and I see the same thing that I see over with Watcher of Realms. It looks good. It looks good, but like, does the gameplay equal to Raid, right? And I'll give you a
graphics.
Yes, but I'm talking, but graphics overall, right? Like Raid in general, like I'll give you an example, and I understand, and the first thing everybody's gonna say is the alpha, but I played Godforge, right? I downloaded it, I played it, I enjoyed it, but like the graphics just were not where I'm kind of used to with Raid, and that has spoiled me right? And again,
You're
I
judging
understand.
apples to oranges.
I
wouldn't
get
judge
it. I
Alpha
get
now.
that. I get that. And it's nothing against Godforge. I know, like, I watched the collab that Big Papa Jock did with Chosen, and that was one of the subjects that was breached and talked about. So I understand that, right? And I think to their benefit, like compared to some of the other games that I've seen, Godforge is heading in the direction of Raid, right? And I feel like when it gets polished off and we get that final version, it will be a good graphics, or as close as graphics to Raid. But that said, I don't feel like, you know, the animation for any of the bosses like Hydra or Chimera or anything like that, I don't think any other game has come close to it. But I may be mistaken. But what do you guys think on that? Like the visual arts, the visual graphics, the design on the bosses and stuff. Like, is any other game anywhere near Raid Shadow Legends? Ken.
I mean, okay, like you did a mistake by asking me first. The game you mentioned earlier, like anime game, like
Yeah.
like China is coming strong to like Genshin Impact, like Honkai, Zenless Zero. They are like AAA PC game, looks like game. Like their animation, graphics, gameplay, it's like PC level. Like I mean, normal like AAA game level. We can't really compare Raid with them too. Like they just beyond of the Raid. We need to accept it, okay? They are just beyond. In the same category, they are also the gacha game, but they are the beyond. We need to Raid, I don't know, like Watcher of Ram, Dragonair. We can put them in the same category, but like, yes, there is a games doing way better than the Raid. I can send you some videos as well if you want. But yeah, Raid graphic good in my opinion. By the way,
I mean, like, look at this. Like, I don't see another game that is immersed in their graphics the way that Raid is. And I'm not trying to be a shill, guys. I want today's podcast to, because we've gotten to the 100th episode, I want to know why we got here. And basically, it is because of Raid. Sorry.
I will send you video, don't worry. You asked for it. So yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the graphic design of the game. Don't get me wrong, but of course there is a games doing better. But end of the day, I still play in the Raid. You know, I'm not really playing them that well. You know, like I quit them, or I'm like only doing like enter and like doing a couple of daily missions. That's all. Raid. I mean, graphic is important, but the graphic is not all the thing too. Like for example, like if you are gonna I actually didn't play Dragon Hair that much, but Watcher of Ram, like PvP, in my opinion, like Raid is way better. Which is PvP is the big for me, you know, like, and I don't know, like Raid is little bit, I mean not little bit, like it has a special place on me, you know, like the other games, even they have a better graphic or the stuff like that, still cannot reach the Raid level.
Okay. I'm gonna poke here a little bit, but what's the special place that Raid holds for you?
I don't know, man. Like I really enjoy in this game PvP, to be honest. Like it's very competitive, and I just don't know. Like it's like esport, you know. Like you can actually, they can do esport if they want from this game, you know.
Yes, I would
I
so
personally
love
really
to see
enjoy
that.
it.
I would love to see that.
What did I miss?
No. I would love to see the esports for
Esport.
Raid.
Bro,
Yeah.
imagine like two whale clan facing each other in the CVC, and Raid is kind of making a system, and every clan member in the voice chat, we are listening to them, or I'm in my popcorn, you know, I'm doing my F2P CVC by watching them spend $1,000, you know, like I don't know, sounds fun to me.
Let's move on to Zero Brew. What do you say, man?
What was the original question? I got lost in the sauce on that.
the visual graphics compared to other other games, like is Raid still better than everything else?
Yeah, I think absolutely. It's funny because I just recorded a video yesterday where I was just kind of going through and just picking out some of the better champions that I like the look of, and just kind of relating it to like, hey, these might not necessarily be the best champions to play with, but I do like when they restrict the content some, and I get to see the visuals of certain champions. I don't know, the one that just pops in my mind, and she's such a crappy champion that I never get to use her, but I really like the Tomb Angel chick. What's her name?
The other Tomb Angel.
Yeah. I really like the way she looks, but like, when are you ever gonna really use her? I've never booked her or anything like that. But then sometimes, they'll offer, a content situation where you actually have to use her and stuff. I think it was a Faction Wars Hard mission where you had to do the hexes and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I get to use Tomb Angel. It's awesome. She looks awesome. I love the wings. I like the piece of it. So for me personally, yeah. And again, I haven't played very many other gacha games and stuff, and nor do I think I'll ever go down that path outside of Godforge, being a content creator, and getting a shot at that. But yeah, I love the graphics. And again, it's funny you asked this question right after I recorded 24 hours ago on this specific topic, or just showcasing some of my favorite looking champions. So for me personally, I love it, and they do a great job with the character design. And that's why I mentioned the other about the potentially doing more movies or more of the animated series or something like that, because all that was fantastic. And it got me to better and appreciate the lore. I know they put a lot of lore and they have added that to the game and stuff, but I'm not a reader. But if you could throw that lore and show me why the stupid lizard man that is really crappy, that got his hand ripped off or whatever, got eaten off, and he put a dagger in his hand, what's his name? Jizzo or whatever. Yeah, like that's cool to me, and they look cool, and so do more of that, Plarium. Come on. So
Right.
that's my response to your graphics question.
And again, I want people to understand that are going to watch this. It is why we're here, why we're at this 100th episode, why we still do this. It still attracts us to the game. I'm not trying to say Raid doesn't have flaws. It has a lot of them that we want to have fixed. Right. So don't take me as being wishy-washy, flowing back to the other side and just shilling the game. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about why we're still here, why we've done this. What are the things that keep attracting us, right? Because again, we're still doing this. Moving on to King. Oh, King, what do you got to say on this, man? What do you got to say about the graphics? Plarium's still that much better?
I mean, dude, the graphics, like, all right, let me tell you, right? So I played World of Warcraft and I hated it. It got toxic. I didn't want to play it anymore. But I love that fantasy style. I love, Tauren. Like, I love orcs. I love the Horde. Like, I'm here, dude. Loktar Agar, bro. Like,
bro, we would be enemies on World of Warcraft.
Yo, let's get it. Like, we can run it any day you want, bro. Like, no, but I'm saying, like, that's what I'm about is I love the fantasy aspect of it. So then I'm seeing, I hate the game now. So then I went and started playing Call of Duty, and on every single Warzone video I'm watching for COVID-19, it's just fucking Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm like, I don't want to play that game. It looks dumb. It's a phone game. Like, how good could it be? And then, like Jay said, dude, like, you can only watch so many ads before you're going to get hit with it. And you're like, what is this? I'm going to check it out. And let me tell you, dude, from the first time that I downloaded and opened the game, and you all run in, and it walks you through the tutorial, and it's cinematic as fuck, and then you all get ate by the dragon, and then you pick your starter, I was hooked, brother. Like,
yep.
I know I could sit here and I could shit all over Raid 2, and I have negative opinions of it, but like, it's also okay to sometimes give it the props that it's due. Like, we don't have to sit here and just say, I hate this, change this is dumb. Why are you playing it? If you enjoy the game, then why don't you hold on to some of the things that are positive about it instead of embracing so much negativity about the game? Like, I love playing this game. I'm playing 4 accounts while I'm doing this podcast right now. I'm doing 3 fusions. If I hated the game, what am I doing, bro? Like,
Right.
if I hated the game, why am I on the podcast? Like, we just need to kind of rein it in a little bit here and be like, the graphics are good. The gameplay is good. Like, why are we playing it if it sucks?
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't get it. Like, I love the game. I think it looks beautiful. I think it could use an update, but I fucking love this game. And I'm playing it right now.
I agree. Pogo, what about you, man? What do you got to say?
Actually, the graphics like are the reason why I'm into this game. I come from a background of really visually beautiful games, be it Destiny. I played Destiny since Alpha. Destiny has one of the most beautiful backgrounds and scenes on their planets and just a visually beautiful game. I found this game because I'm also a comic book collector. I love art. So I found this game from another game. They were like, hey, if you go play this, we'll give you some in-game gold. I was like, all right, cool. And once I saw the visuals, like, this is just like you guys would say before. This is that thing that shows up on every YouTube commercial ever. All right, fine, I'll take a look at it. And once I saw the background and saw the way that the game's animation was, I was like, this is beautiful. They've obviously set the trend for mobile games. I want to check it out. Now, can they keep up? I don't know. We just recently found out that, circling back around, Destiny's going mobile. There's a AAA company game moving into the mobile world. So, you know, Plarium set the pace with their awesome graphics, but now are they going to be able to keep up? Because I feel like it's going to blow up. I feel like you guys have also mentioned a few other games already, the ones that I don't play, but I have seen their graphics and they look amazing. So great job for Plarium for having awesome graphics and setting the trend, but they're going to need to step it up, I think, because everyone else is coming this way.
Right. I totally agree with that. I think, and maybe it's just designed on the platform that, you know, they need to move on, because I believe currently it's on Unity and it needs to be moved on to, I forget what the other platform is. It's built on Real Engine and it needs to move to Unity, I think. But
No,
yeah,
it's on Unity.
it's on
and
Unity.
Probably would be better on the new Unreal Engine.
Okay. Yeah, so
I'm
that's
not
it.
sure about that though, because Unity apparently does some really good stuff. So I don't know.
That said, let's go to the Gestel next. Gestel, what do you think about the visual designs, man? Because you've played some games out there.
I've played a lot of video games in my day for sure. I played Diablo when it was like the pixels, like Diablo. I don't know if you've ever gone back like and played the remastered and then you swap it to the throwback, or like really how bad it was. But in my mind, bro, it was so beautiful. But yeah, so obviously 5 years ago, these graphics were insane, especially for a mobile game. I feel like they've certainly improved, like even more recently, they've certainly improved on not improved, like they just seem to be getting bigger and better. So the art has definitely consistently grown with the game. It could be hampered by the engine, maybe more so because it's a mobile game. It might be a little more difficult to get it upgraded much more than I guess where it's at. Maybe I'm wrong. I really don't know. In terms of just like if it was just solely a PC game. But yeah, I think they do a great job. What I would like a little on the personal side, I like for some reason they wanted to do skins and then they gave up on the skins, but they constantly push the 5 or 6 skins that they have on you. I think they should do skins. I think they should have fun with the skins. Like I get it. This is a you got your kind of D&D theme. You want to stick with all the characters. Like they have not deviated from that maybe with some of the maybe with the sheep, I guess, is the most they've kind of gone away from it. I would like just some. I don't even care what it is, man. Just have some fun with it. Like make like a guitar, a sword. Make like I don't know, like what Smite does. Smite like does crazy stuff with their skins. I think that's fun and would be a better way to generate revenue, in my opinion, than just like pushing the old buck on everybody. But
Right.
that's just my opinion. I think they could definitely, because they have a talent, right? Like let them spread their wings a little bit. Like they don't have to stick in the genre.
Yeah, dude,
no.
I mean, back in the day, to touch on the skins, dude, back in the day when Stag Knight got his skin released, I pushed so hard in that tournament to win that
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it was so fun to like have a champion that I use everywhere, but then be able to give him a different look. And I do wish that they didn't give up on that so easily.
Yeah, no,
I thought that
I
multiple times, like make a Duchess Lilith skin, from the Diablo.
yeah, I think the skins are great, and I would love to see. I mean, I've got most of them, and I would love to see more in the game. I forget where the hell they are, but
and I think I am the envy just said the skins cost too much, and I completely agree. I think
right.
I think that Raid really should like look at like a Fortnite if they consider skins again, and like see like anywhere from a $4 to a $9 price point or something like that, and how many billions of dollars Fortnite has just printed because people want all these little skins. And if you flood the market with a bunch of lower cost skins, people aren't going to mind dropping $5, no more than $10, but nobody's going to drop $30 for a Trunda skin.
Right.
Well, and that, and you might have to have a Trunda, which is a whole nother ball of wax, but yeah, so just want to throw that out there too. Be more reasonable with it. Not everything has to cost an arm and a leg, maybe just a couple fingers.
And
or they can put that on the in-game activities, like behind of the tournament, stuff like that. Like I got my G-Nut skin from the tournament, for example, the Fire G-Nut skin. Same for the Cold Art skin.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the skins were a definite like loss that they didn't continue going with, right? I would love to see more skins, more champions. Like even if we got to do a fusion as a skin, I think that would be kind of cool. Or maybe, the way that they do the souls, they add a skin for it or something. That said, PJ, what about you, man? You said Dragonair.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Raid has great graphics. I think that's one of the main reasons why people play this game. But I think there's definitely competition out there. Like, kind of said, if you like the anime style, like I don't mind it. I played Genshin for a long time. That was a good game. One reason I stopped playing that is because I needed more storage to update it, and I just didn't get it. So I was like, oh, just whatever. But Honkai is another good game that has good graphics if you like that kind of style. But yeah, Raid was like the first one to really dive deep into the like these kind of darker graphics. I feel like they knocked out the park. It looks good, but they definitely could update stuff in the future. But overall, I think it's solid.
Right.
Very solid. Amazing.
Hey, Blazing, guess what?
What's up?
It's the halfway mark. I think we should show the shirts off again.
Let's go. We got Mr. Zero Brew showing his with the brew crew in the back. Mr. PJ, would you like to show us yours?
Same front. Let me just from logo.
Great logo.
Mr. Gestel.
Gotta have that music playing right now. Boom, chicka, boom.
Let me get Jay up here real quick. Cause our boy Jay has got a vertical camera. Want to show us the back, Mr. J? There we go.
Okay, question for you guys while we're doing all this. Do you think they're gonna add or will ever add jiggle effects? And do you think that's something people would want to see?
Of course. Like, what kind of question is that? Of course I want to see that. Of course, that will be best update ever. I cannot wait to make a video about it.
Do you think they would do that?
No.
No. No, I mean the closest you're gonna get is Rhonda jumping for you here. Ready to brawl.
I will say, just the fact that they do heavily lean on mobile, you probably wouldn't want, kids running around high school or something like that with jiggle effects in a classroom.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Genshin, all of them
real
have it
life, though.
already.
I mean,
Oh, really?
real life with a jiggle effect. I mean,
Almost a lot of other games already have jiggle effects.
Jiggle it just a little bit.
All right. Well, now that let's get Jay's opinion on the graphics real quick, and then we're gonna do some giveaways.
So I think Raid in the beginning, they were revolutionizing dark RPGs and D&D type of like looks for their game. They were like one of the best. There was a lot of copycat games or lower value games at the time, back after like Genshin during COVID, but Raid was the one, right? That was the main thing. Nowadays, there are I play a lot of other games, and Raid is like, it's good, but it's not at that level, right? We see a lot of new games like Dragonair coming back, Watcher, and some new games coming next year as well. So Raid has to do other things as well to keep up, because graphics is not going to be the only thing. Some games have bigger bosses, bigger single players, right? So overall, the one thing I will say that Raid has done, and I always brings me back, is if you look at any random character, right, their art really goes with their faction, and some characters have so many ornaments, so many designs that you could go like each little thing, and it's like some things are not even there to be used as a weapon, right? Like Bill has some balls on the back of his stuff. He has like this like back plate, like all this stuff is just like, what? Like these people are people going actual in combat and fighting people like this. The characters actually like kind of believe the way they are is like, this is them. You would think something like right, her, right? You'd think you would take off the candles or something. No, right? They're actually doing that. So I think that's one thing when it comes to the art of the game, that it's so unique. Other games, right? They just have a character that's on fire, or some female girl, or maybe some anime character. Like it's just like that kind of genre. I get it, it goes with that. But like some Raid characters are just so the style and the language behind every little piece of clothing. It's like you didn't have to do that. You could have just got some guy, nice cape, nice weapon, shield, whatever, easy. But if you go with some characters, you look at the design on them, especially like the Legos and the epics, because mostly rares and commons are not going to have that much to them, right? But you go to some of those epics, and you're just like, you can literally look at every piece, and you're like, wow. That is one thing I will say that brings me back to Raid, man. That and the buffs and the way the mechanics of Raid works. Those are the two best things that Raid has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Jay, you're gonna love my video.
Let's do our first little giveaway over here.
People are having issues finding where to post it in the chat. They're saying they don't know where to go in the Discord.
All they have to do is just join the Discord. You don't have to post anything. You don't have to do anything. The bot will do everything. Just join the Discord. So, just last one right there. We'll post it both on YouTube and Twitch. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to interact with the bot. You don't have to do with anything. You just join the Discord, and the Discord will pick out. So this first one is going to be for, let's do the 540 gems, right? So
Can we win these?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we eligible?
You guys could win these. You guys could win these.
We're in the Discord.
So let's go ahead and let's do. Let's see, I think it's wheel list, roll, and then it's, I think, no, wait. I've been trying to work all day with how to get it done, and it wasn't letting me do it earlier. And big shout out to Sus, who actually told me about this bot too, by the way. So let's go roll, and then there we go, everyone. All right, so good luck to the first winner, and that is going to be, all right, let's see. Who is our first winner? Did that come out? Okay, Father Starsage.
no, skip him. I don't like his name. No.
Father Starsage is the first winner. Make sure that you get me your Discord, your UMID number by next week's podcast. If not, we will repick. No worries. All right, let's pick out the next one for another 540 gems. Let's go. I think it was members. Roll. Everyone. Our next winner is
Zero Brew.
it's spinning. Roblox.
Roblox!
Oh, 540
Yay.
gems go to Mr.
GGs.
Roblox. Congratulations, sir. I will say again, don't forget, guys, after the podcast is over, if you go and just comment on the video, you will be entered in to win the 540 gems, one void shard, and the epic book, right? So keep that in mind. Let's move on to the next one for the 540 gems. Wheel members. Roll. Everyone. And then our next winner is... Come on, bot. Who's it going to be? It is Mr. Petros. Petros, congratulations, sir.
GGs.
Let's go. That's 540 gems for you. I know I'm doing this right now on here and everybody's like, really, can we get going through it? But if I don't do it now, I won't do it later. And then everybody will be like, who did you actually pick? So 5 winners. Mr. Roblox, make sure you get me yours. Let's see. Next winner is no.
That don't count.
All right, that's not gonna work. That was rigged. That was rigged. Let's try that again. And chat's saying it too. Chat's like, no, it's rigged. It's rigged. All right, so we've got Mr. Roblox already who won one. Let's go back in. And our next winner is Pay to Win. Pre-recorded. Cat damn you. All right, our next winner is Bard Games for 540 gems, sir. Congratulations.
Bard Games. Let's go.
Make sure you DM me your UMID. So we got Roblox, Pedros, and we got Father Starsage. Let's get ourselves our last winner for 540 gems. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like this where everybody's interacting in Discord right now with this. This is not bad. Good call out, Sus. Good call out. All right. Next one up for 540 gems is going to DK Tanjiro. Let's go.
Sweet.
Congratulations, sir. Make sure you get me your UMID number, and we'll get those gems sent out to you as quickly as we can. All right. So while we get everybody else to kind of join the Discord and see, I'm looking at everybody in the chat now. It's like Discord is like rigged. It's all rigged. I didn't win. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between some of these other games that are coming in, and even though we try them, we still come back to Raid. We have plenty of content creators that leave the space. Guys, we're not coming back. That's it. It's my last video. And then next thing you know, 6 months, 7 months down the line, they come back. And that's not to say every one of them does it, but some of them do it. Some of them do it for, the financial reasons. Some of them do it because they do still love the game. And I see a lot of people that will say, you know what, I dropped the game, I'm done, I'm over with, but hey, I'm back. And a good example of that is actually King Copium, right? He left for a year, came back. Some of us do eventually leave, but some of us do come back.
He left the stream too.
He did. He MIA'd me. But that said, what exactly, are other games out there doing to trap you in and get you that Raid isn't doing, but then Raid just kind of rips you back in, right? So with that said, Ken, you've tried other games. What is the one thing that attracts you to the other games, but then makes you just say, nope, it's not the same as Raid. I'm going back.
I mean, other games like gacha games.
Yeah.
In
I
general,
mean,
card
any
games. Okay.
games in total. That doesn't have to be gacha games, because let's just face it, you play this game free to play, so it can be just played that way if you so choose to. I mean, it may be limited on your progression and stuff, but I think there's something there that speaks in volume for why you try out those other games, and you don't say, you know what, screw this, I'm done with Raid, I'm going to become a content creator for these games because I think this game is just so much better.
I wish life is that easy. Like we are like, oh man, let's quit the game and try the other game. Look, I've been streaming like over 4 years now, playing Raid 5 years, and I built my community around of this game. So, and I can see that whenever I play like different games, I'm not getting that much interaction with the chat, or not many people are watching me. I wish the guys, you know what, I'm gonna be like mainly play that game now and everybody follow me, but that's not too realistic, because people are follow me because of the Raid, mainly because people know me because of the Raid, right?
Mhm.
So of course there is other games I like to play more than the Raid. It doesn't mean I don't like the Raid, by the way. But end of the day, especially for the streaming wise, maybe YouTuber can be different, but streaming wise, I like to interact with the chat. Like let's say I'm playing shooter game, I need to focus on the game. Like I can't really check the chat at all, and it's not that easy to stream, first of all, and it's not good for the viewer as well. This is a turn-based game. You can like go like dragon, whatever. You can hit the start button, it can auto run, you can check the chat. Meanwhile, this time you can interact with the people. This is a good thing on the streamer side. Raid, I mean. But yeah, man, like if you build your community around of this game, like it's hard to expect they are going to follow you whatever you go. That's not too realistic, to be honest, So I think this is the biggest issue the other people having.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you look at, and I'm probably going to give the wrong example here, but you got players like Ash, who came up through Clash of Clans. Then when Raid started out, he wanted to play Raid, and he started playing Raid because he loved the game. Yes, he is one of the biggest content creators in the game right now, but I don't think it's difficult to, I think it's more about the passion of what you're doing. As opposed to that. And I know a lot of people will say content creators start new channels to get everything else going, and then don't, they don't follow through. Like you will see content creators popping out channels for Watch Over Realms and, all these other games, and then all of a sudden just die. They don't produce content, but yet they still stay with Raid, right? It's just that something. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I feel like you're kind of asking this question in a weird way. Like, I would definitely recommend other people to try other games and play other games. Like, I don't think Raid should be the only game that you play. If Raid's the only game you play, then you should expand your horizon.
Well, what I'm saying is it's Raid. So for me, like I've tested and I've played other games. Like I said, I played God Forge, and I still will play Overwatch every once in a while when I have time and stuff. But my main game, the game that I, first habit to turn on, is Raid. And what I'm trying to say is, why haven't I been able, or why hasn't, why is Raid still your main game as opposed to something else?
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, it could be a bunch of different things. I think, again, Raid and the timing of Raid was a lot. Like, Raid, you've put the most hours in. Maybe if you started another game first, you would feel the same way about that game before Raid. The other thing is, I think people get a confusion or between breaks and quitting. Like, I think people say they quit the game, but they really just need a break. And then they come back and it's like, oh, well, I thought you were quitting. It's like, well, if you said I was just taking a break, then people wouldn't be like down your throat saying that you quit. I feel like that's like a big thing. Gamers like, oh, I quit this. The other thing is, people can start something and change their mind. People can start a game and then not like it, or go back to something that, like Raid, like they started Watch of Realms, they might not be for them, but at least they tried it. But I would definitely say to go try different games. The thing about Raid is, I think it's the community. Like, I feel like this podcast, we're talking about a lot about like what Raid does well, but I really think it's about what the community does well. This podcast is because of the community. Raid isn't here watching us, it's the community that's watching us. So I think that's the biggest thing about this game is, and it all ties back to it's the community that it runs everything. Without the community, I think this game would be nothing.
Fair. I think the biggest problem that a lot of the player base has is not the game itself. I think it's the company's decisions, right? Which again, we've talked about over and over and over again. It's not that we hate Raid Shadow Legends. We just don't agree with the way the company does some of the things. Zero, what about you, man?
Yeah, so I think this is a tough question to ask as like content creators and stuff, because I think Ken is right in terms of you kind of build your community and your viewership around kind of what you've got going on. And I opened the can of worms, but you had the command on there, so I did the account to age command for Twitch. And if you did not see, my Twitch account is 15 years, 1 month, and whatever many days. So I am a long time Twitcher, community member, and probably about half the time I've been streaming and stuff. And there are very small, and again, and I think you answered, Blazin, your response is more from a YouTube perspective, and I'm so much newer to YouTube, I can't answer from that perspective. From a Twitch perspective, I can certainly tell you that there is a very, very small, minute amount of content creators that can change games and still maintain their numbers. It's very rare, and typically you get your niche in, and you build your community around that, and that's just kind of what it is. And so if you do try to change, potentially it could go away. Yeah. So for me personally, Raid, you can just sit back and relax and kind of do your thing, and that's just kind of how I am as a streamer. I just let my personality kind of come through. And then, my ADHD, if I play a shooter, because many years I've streamed playing like Escape from Tarkov or whatever shooter game, you get so hyper focused in the action, the high speed action, that you're not really responding to chat. And so if you're not responding to chat, you're probably not going to grow your viewership or whatnot. So for me personally, Raid is just a game that you can sit back and chill. In fact, I was running Live Arena and I started answering this question. I'll just hit the auto button and let myself die. It's fine. But but yeah, so this is a little bit harder asking us. I think just throw that question out to the community. You respond in chat. Yeah, what brings you back to the game? What brings you? Yeah, for me personally, if I switch games, it ain't gonna be good.
Okay. You're right. Chat, what about you guys? You go out there and you play other games and you've tried other games. What keeps you coming back to Raid saying, you know what, this game just doesn't do it for me? And I hear you guys about content creation and about growing Twitch and stuff, but I'm going to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench here, because Jay is one of those guys that really gets invested and he plays other games, and so does Gestel. Gestel does Smite for a couple of hours on his stream every day. So I don't know if I was to say that if you start playing other games, they wouldn't, your viewership or your...
It falls off. It 100% falls off.
I guess. I mean, if they're there, but I mean, it really depends on...
You get your core people there, like your core people, but the lurkers that are there just watching Raid, they gone. The people that are just chilling there, like, you'll have your main members there, of course, but your numbers definitely take a big dip.
Okay. That's it, Jay. What about you, man? What keeps you coming back to Raid over these other games? Why is it still your main game?
It's because the same way when I first started doing content, like the game was so hard and people always need help. And, I always get like DMs or I get messages like, hey, bro, I just came back to the game, but there's so much. This looks impossible and I can't swipe. Like, is this even possible for my account? And I'm just like, you look at their account and you're like, bro, you have all this. What do you mean you're stuck? It's easy, right? But it's just a knowledge thing, right? So then you teach people, help people. But the great thing about Raid is a lot of its mechanics or understanding of building, you can take it to any other game. It doesn't matter if it's a Teleria Restart, Wuthering Waves, Genshin. You can go there, take most of the stats and the concept of gear and use it there. And it applies exactly the same. Now, of course, maybe high rolls, low rolls, things like that might be a little bit different. But the concepts are literally just building out characters. Doesn't matter if you're building anime characters or if you're building out champions. It's all the same. So it's just that knowledge, right? To help people learn that they can actually overcome stuff. And not only doing that in game, I help people in real life too. Like when people are like, "Hey man, I don't know what to do with this with my life situation," I'm always here to help. Like I said, the raid community helped me a lot, and I'm always here to help people too. But the main thing that keeps me coming back is that it's like I love the mechanics of the game, like certain buffs. You won't find that in another game, right? Like some games might have increased accuracy, but it doesn't work like it's a little bit different in another game, right? In this game, you have increased res, you have perk veil, you have all these little cool things, and other games are trying to get to it, like a Theory Restart, but they're not there. So like the game itself, the core of what Raid is a game. Other people might see it as a business. It's true, but mainly that's the main thing. Now, of course, I go to these other games that when Raid doesn't have what it has, I go to them. Right? It's like having your main wife and a sneaky link. You know, you might, if she's allowing you're not in a mono relationship. Hey, I'm not in a mono relationship, so I can technically go do that. I play 5 different mobile games right now, but Raid always brings me back, and I still love Raid.
Okay. Okay. King, what about you?
What brings me back to Raid?
Yep. Over these other games that you play, what's the one thing that says this game doesn't do it for me? I'm sticking to Raid as my main game.
Honestly, I do like the aspect of being able to just decide what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And if I have a day or whatever, I'm just not feeling it, then I just don't play the game. I think that there's a lot of the other games that I play, they're kind of along the same lines of grindiness. I mean, and Raid is definitely a grind, and if you do want everything, then you're grinding and swiping, but not always. And I think that the thing that brought me back to Raid after the break was just that the time investment that I already put into the game. I had this account sitting there, and I was like, I spent a lot of time like building a clan boss team. I spent a lot of time getting Lydia. Like I spent a lot of time, and it's just kind of sitting there rotting away. And so I just was like, I'm kind of feeling nostalgic. Like I want to log on and look at it. And then here I am 4 months later, like playing daily. And I think that it's kind of it's the replayability of everything. But yet, if you want to do it, everybody can accomplish the same goal, but everybody has to do it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody can try to hit the meta, but not everybody's going to have it. But there is a solution. You can find a way. And I think that that's the fun part, is being able to say like, yeah, okay, you have all these mythicals and you have all these legendaries and you have, like, wow, like you're fucking crazy. You're dripping in speed. Like you're moving like nobody. But you know what, dude? Like I'm in Gold Live Arena too. Like I have a 1 key clan boss too. I'm winning CVCs too. Like it's just it's the aspect of also showing the account off that brings me back. Because it's like, I have champions other people wish they had. Looking at Pogo's account, he's got a shard count that I dream of having on my account. Like looking at Armenian God when he's in my chat and he shows me just got this quad roll speed. I'm like, man, like I'm dreaming of that. You know what I mean? It's the hopium, not the copium, that brings me back.
Okay. Gesto, what about you, man? What keeps you coming back to Raid as your main game as opposed to something else?
Yeah, well, I actually kind of what Jay said. I kind of always look at Raid as like the side piece. Like it's just always it's always available. But you don't got to put a whole lot of time in on it. Like granted, it's always running, but it's like you just like I'm not in like the time I invest into it is typically when I'm streaming. Outside of that, it's either just running on my computer or running like on my iPad or something. So it's just something that I'm always able to keep up with, no matter how busy my life is. No matter whatever else is going on, I can always at least grab my phone and make sure I get the clan boss in, make sure I get 5 arena fights in. Like it's a easy game to maintain. And now that I've been doing it so long, it's like you just can't give it up almost, But
Okay.
it's also because I enjoy it. because it is, 5 years I've developed this account, so like you just want to keep it going too. So yeah, it's a lot of reasons. It's definitely a lot of reasons. But the community, like I started out in Smite. I kind of came at Smite from a different. I didn't stream, so I didn't really understand how toxic it really was to the streamers. And Soul Saint, I'm sure, could talk to that. Because he's actually, I never streamed for Smite. I mean, I play it now that I started doing Raid, but I kind of thought I would get into Raid, and I was a little nervous, but I thought it would be good. Mostly what Zero said, or like a lot of what the other guy said. It's easy to stream this game because you don't miss chat, or you rarely miss chat. Really, like it's easy to check out what's going on there and keep up with the game. It's not like the shooters. It's not like Smite. It's not like we're something where you got to be so focused that if you miss that one statement, like everything goes to hell, right? So, I felt like it gave like kind of an ease into streaming, I guess. I just thought it would be a good place to start. There wasn't like a million people streaming, so I just thought it would be a good place to try it. I still have the website under development. More news coming on that soon, but that was the reason why like I had the website in development a long time ago. We got something new coming, but I just thought this would be a good community to jump into, and I didn't realize how great the community would be. Again, going back to the whole Smite thing, toxic, super toxic, cool people there, but toxic. I come in here, dude. Everybody was just like, "Yo, you should try this, or you could do this, or did you know about this?" And I was like, "Oh, are you guys like joking, or are you really trying to help me?" And like everyone's super helpful. Like I really enjoyed it, and and then you're able to pass the knowledge on, which is awesome. And you get like a lot of really smart people in your chat, and and they're helping everybody. Like I have tons of people in my chat who'll be like, "Yo, let's take this into DMs, or let's jump into Discord and we'll start talking about it there, and I'll help you there." Like, it's just really an awesome community. So a lot of things, I guess. There's a lot of things, man.
Pogo, what about you? You're muted, bro.
Did you say my name? And you said, "What about you?"
No, I said, yeah. What about you? What keeps you coming back to Raid over these other games?
You should not let me have one of these long-winded fucking thoughts at the end of all these other guys, because first of all, they all talked about every aspect that I would want to talk about, right? But the one thing that I'm going to bring up is nostalgia, all right? And not for this game. Not for this game. It's for all of us being gamers. We're all gamers at heart, and it's the nostalgia. The old school, putting that quarter up on the next rack so you can be able to play next for Mortal Kombat. The sitting in the living room with your homie with the Nintendo, Sega, whatever it may be for you. That old nostalgia is what draws us away from this game. We go searching like addicts trying to find a fix. We want to capture what we grew up with. We want to get that old camaraderie back with our homie in the living room. We try to freaking capture that. So we keep searching for those games, yet none of the new games are doing that for us anymore. Nobody's getting that vibe from anything coming out. So we try to find it, and we can't. And we come back here because, like everyone said, this community is amazing. There's always a quarter on the slot when you come back to Raid. You can always come back to that vibe, but you try to find and capture what you did when you were a kid, and you can't. And this is the best that we got right now. And the most of it is generated by us. We're the ones making it happen. It ain't the game. It's the community and the people that drive the community that keeps bringing us all back. Yeah, the graphics are great. Pressing buttons and talking to chat makes things fun. But at the end of the day, we're all trying to capture that sitting in the living room vibe. And we don't get that anymore because we're all sitting in a room by our fucking selves. Nobody's sitting in anywhere with anybody anymore. This is the only way we can pull it off.
Well said. Well said. Zero, what about you, man?
Yeah, I think you already got me on this one.
Oh, sorry.
I agree with everything Pogo just said.
I meant PJ.
I mean,
my
that's
bad.
what's cool about Twitch. And And I just want to add, since you came to me, I'm going to add a little something. I've always been one of those weird people where one person could play the game and I would sit and watch them play it. Like I'll never forget that Diablo 1. So one person had it. I went to their house and I sat there for hours and watched them played it. So I knew when Twitch came along that that's what I'd be doing. You know, same thing. My buddy got the beta key for EverQuest, and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to play it for 18 hours." I'm like, "All right, I'm going to sit and watch you play it for 18 hours, and then when you get off to go to sleep, I'm going to create my character on your account and play it." Right? So, yeah, I think, yeah, well said on all that. Yep.
All right. Sorry, I meant PJ because I lost track of where I'm keeping everybody. So PJ, what keeps you coming back to Raid, man? That no other game can do.
You got me already, I think.
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought did I miss somebody? I could have sworn I thought I missed somebody because I went out of turn. All right, I guess not. All right.
The other thing I would say is sunk loss.
No, like I said, you left me for last, bro. You shouldn't do that with one of them long-winded answers.
I think the sunk loss fallacy of people just putting time and money and investment into the game, it's hard to leave.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That does make it a little more challenging. All right. So I want you guys to think about when you first downloaded Raid, when you first started playing Raid back in 2019, whether it was then or earlier on. And I want you to think about Raid now when you start. I know Ken is like, bro, I don't have time to play my first account. I'm not going to play an alt account. But I want you to think about how the game has changed from then to now, right? For the starting wise, I think they've implemented quite a bit of things such as new promo codes for legendary champions, so you don't start off with just rare Kale or something else. But how well have they performed in that matter? Or, you know, do you think that that's still the one area that they're lacking? And this is probably going to be about the most negative we're going to get right now, but I'm going to let Pogo go first because Pogo was recently along with Zero doing the Hell Hades free to play challenge. So what you got for me, Pogo?
Okay, ask that question one more time for me though, because I got all wrapped up in what you were saying.
Okay, so thinking back to when you first started playing Raid Shadow Legends, now you've been playing, I think, for 2 years, 2.5, something like that.
About 2.5 or so, yeah.
So, you know, I think it was right around the time where they started transforming how players start. When we first started playing until now, when you start a new account, how has the evolution been good, great, bad of starting that new account? Or, you know, do you feel like it needs to be, the bar needs to be set a lot higher? They need to move more things that way? Because before we would just start with our Kale.
No, I love where they've taken the starter now. I think starting with Kale is whatever as for what it is, but I think that the package deals that they've now wrapped around starting a new account, being able to get a Tagore and an Ugo and list of other legendaries and set up like a core 5 squad off the rip. I think the way they've evolved into that is miles ahead of where we all started years ago. Where, like you said, you just had your Kale, and what do? Make a 6-star, and what do you do after that? Make some more 6 stars, because that's all there is. Like, you're trying to build out a 5-pack. Now they're like, here's your 5-pack. You can get to level 10 on almost every dungeon now, just off the rip. Here you go. You know, like, I think they've evolved it pretty well. I love where it's at. I think starting a new, and every year I do the free to play challenge, I'm looking forward to seeing what lines up to see what I could smash in that first 90 days.
Okay. Guess I know you haven't done a lot of new accounts and stuff. You did re-roll, I think it was about 2.5, 3 years ago, a free to play when Hell Hades did it back then. But what about you?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't do it for the Hell Hades. I just did it for funsies. I don't know. It was right around when I started streaming, and I thought it would just be a good thing to have a free to play account to start and see what it was like. Back then, it was Deliana was the free login champ, so I also thought that would be good. Great champ to start with. AoEs on every or AoE A1. Like I felt like I ran through things where, but with what Pogo said, man, I couldn't imagine starting with like Ugo and Targor. Like I know it's epics, but seriously, like think about when you started with just Kale and you couldn't wait to get like Syl or obviously Arbiter. You know, you had to work pretty hard to get it, but like you were like finally getting a reviver. I mean, there was no Rector Draft back then. Like there were barely any revivers back then. Like so just to like start out with a AO revive is insane, and someone with an AoE decreased defense, you're gonna be able to handle this game very efficiently. And I have to say, recently has been like an uptick, and I mean by uptick, like I would say at least one or two brand new people will come into my stream a week. And I'm like, did you start with the Targor pack? If they didn't, I'm like, I don't care how much time you put in, start over. All right, next. You have to decide, do you want Wukong or do you want Tawanarok? Like, could you imagine starting with those champs?
Yeah.
I mean, it is so good. And then we start the debate. Who do you start with, Wukong or Tawanarok? And I'm like, I'm laying it down. It's Wukong. You got Wukong he's great from beginning to end, and Tawanarok.
No, dude, it's
Tawanarok is
tuna all day.
at the end again. So whatever. Like it's fun to see new people coming in. It's fun that they can get like Pogo just said. Like it's fun to see that they can get an account started and have fun with the game right away, and kind of move into very early mid game way faster than obviously we did 5 years ago. So I think they've definitely gotten smarter and improved upon it. Not to mention, normally your gems or your shards are juiced for like, you know, for the first, you're gonna get a Lego probably in your first, I don't know, 20 pulls typically. So
Right.
You're normally gonna have a pretty good account getting started. So I think they've done a pretty good job.
Right. And for anybody that's wondering why you get Shaman as your chase, it's because she has the revive, even though it's a single target. It's because she has a revive at the start. Not the best one, but that's why. But chat, how is your starting experience with Raid from back in the day and now, if you have been playing or when you did start playing? King, what about you?
Well, I mean, when I first started playing the game, I picked Gallic and went into chat channel 420, and everybody in there said, "You fucked up, dude, and you got to restart." And I was like, "But bro, I got this rare that heals me from the first stage." And they're like, "No, dude, Kale's it. It's all Kale all day long." So I was like, "I'm gonna trust these guys because they're level 100, and that seems pretty cool." So, you know, I restarted, went with Kale, and then the rest was history. But super dope for clan boss, by the way, early on. And then starting now, like Gestel said, like I picked up a starter account just so I could get two Hanorok. I call her Tuna, but so I could get her on a starter account because, like, dude, a Void Affinity healer that strips debuffs off of you. If you have a continuous heal, she applies the continuous heal. She blocks buffs, has a debuff spread. Like, dude, she's a great champion. So, like, just being able to start out the game like that is disgusting. Like, and it's great because I feel like it took a lot more kind of see it through back in the day. You know, it wasn't something that you just turned the game on and it was like, okay, we're moving and rolling. I didn't even know what Spider was for like the first till I got a burner. You know what I mean? And now it's like you don't even need one when you start off. Like, you're fine. You've got perfect veil on Rector Drath and you know, you're doing great. Like, and it's just it opens the game up to a newer generation to get them into the game faster, to make them fall in love with building teams quicker. And I think that it was a great play. And I know that when the Tholan fusion was, you know, first out, everybody kind of lost their minds because they're like, well, I'm doing the fusion, but they're giving the champion to the new players. And while I understand that was a frustrating thing, you have the resources in order to fuse the champion. They expect you to fuse the champion. People who just start the game, maybe they start the game because that super cool video of Tholen walking through the hallway with that big ass head hanging off his back, glowing like a badass. Like, they want that champion. That's why they came to look at the game. So, like, why would we not want to push forward to letting people have access to champions that we are desperately grinding our ass off to fuse? They're going to turn around. They're going to pay money for shards, or they're going to go the free-to-play route. Hopefully they find Kenpachi or Pogo, like, so they can teach them how to save. Like,
what?
but
I got some shards here.
well, I mean, we'll
We're not
see for
talking
how
mystery.
long, though. Like, we'll see for how long. Like, but you know, just to kind of wrap it up, I guess, because I don't want to be too long-winded. It's just when I first started, I loved the beginning grind because I didn't realize what it was going to turn into. But starting a new account today, that's a grind in, like, all in its own, because we were grinding 12-3 brutal. That's what we were pushing for. And the accounts today, they're pushing for 10s in all dungeons so that they can start grabbing speed gear and getting banners. And that's dope. I love it.
Awesome. All right. So while we get the next couple of answers here, I'm going to do the next giveaway for the 540 gems and 1 ancient shard. So good luck to everybody there. Let's go to Ken next. You know, I know you haven't done any new starter accounts, but I'm sure you've heard a lot of the feedback. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, people are lucky, man, on these days, you know, because there is lots of starter champion Plarium give for new player only KOTs, you know, like they are getting like amazing champion, like you guys mentioned, Tuanarak was one of them, Wukong. They Ultimate, my bad, Supreme Galek was one of them, right? Man, imagine you have him on the beginning of the game. That would be sick.
Oh,
actually.
God.
Yeah, I start with the Elhain because I start the game randomly. I didn't check any video, like nothing. I just started, you know. And unfortunately, I had 6-star the KL after that for my Columbus. Yes, guys, KL still number 1.
You're in
if
streamer
you guys-
mode. It's gonna hide it.
Ah. Okay.
Sorry.
And back in the day, we was asking one thing. I remember that, like, I wasn't streaming, but I was watching streamers, and we was
That's
asking
Kurzet.
one thing from the Plarium. It was more content. The game is missing content. Give us more content, because we was basically have like dungeons, stage 20. Faction War was brand new content. There wasn't even Lydia as a reward on the Faction War. So on these days, I would like to say opposite, please don't give us more content. Like, we don't have a time for the content anymore, Polarium, you know? Like, instead of that, like, maybe adjust the existence content. That will be better, so.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So Bard, I want you to DM me, or just let me know, which one do you want? Do you want the 540 gems or the 540 gems in Ancient Shard? Because I got to pick a different winner. If that's the case, I'm gonna, if you did win a better prize, I'm gonna give you the choice to pick the better prize or not. Kurzad and Z Dubs, congratulations. PJ, you and Zero actually start out with promo codes for new players, and invite links. So yeah, what do you think, man?
Yeah, so I haven't started a new account myself, like, in a long time. But just from seeing what other people say, I think it's easier and harder. So I only think it's harder because there's just so much more to do and, like, more things to grab your attention, while you really, as a new player, just need to focus on campaign, dragon, and just, like, live there pretty much for your first few months. But they see all these other areas they can go to. They're like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's this? So, like, a few years ago, we didn't really have that. So I feel like it was easier to stick with what you need to do. But outside of that, I think it's a lot easier nowadays. They're giving us way more resources. I think Call the Arbiter is still up, so you can get all of that energy, all those resources. They have, like, the promo links. Mine specifically, it has like Musley and Mage, Tagore, Rector Drath, and Ugo, along with Corrado Fox Hunter. So I mean that's an insane star. And then on top of if there's anything else promo wise, them doing Sun Wukong, Juhanarok, Gaelic, I think are awesome. I just wish they would still speed up the process of getting your first 60, your first U60s a little bit. I know they've made it a little bit easier, but yeah, just I feel like this game really starts to get into a game where you can actually start expanding your team and start building out different champions and not just working in a campaign to get my first 60, get my second 60. So if they could speed up that process to just help get the 60s a little bit quicker, which I think they are doing. Yeah, I think it's good. It's a lot better nowadays than it was 3-4 years ago.
Okay. Zero, what about you?
You kind of broke up. Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, parts and pieces, when you asked this question originally, that's kind of where my thoughts are going, kind of from what everybody was saying. So again, I started in 2022 and I didn't even start streaming the game until like 3 or 4 months into it. And I just happened to get lucky and pick Kale. I was like, oh, Kale, on paper looks the best and looks cool. I'll go with him. And that was quite the grind from the beginning. So and I did participate in January. It was my first time doing the Hell Hades free to play challenge. It was great. Another thing that people didn't mention, I think Gessel mentioned Deliana, but of course we had Alice back in January too. And I know right now is Lemoniski, or maybe that's about to end, but they also have those champions. So like 100% what y'all are saying is using a starter code, and then pinging off what Gestel said, I had someone come in the chat Friday night and PJ was in there and I was like, dude, I was like, how long has it been since you started? He said, it's only been 24 hours. I was like, all right, you're going to restart. You're going to grab PJ's code and you're going to, and I have my own code, but PJ's is a little bit better than mine. I was like, you're going to use PJ's code and you're going to go get all these other champions. You're just going to go ahead and restart and just do it. And then not to bust on Tuanarod, because King Copium did make some good points about that, but I still lean on Wukong for an account that's going to last multiple years. Wukong just brings so much to the table in terms of progression. All that being said, the game has had so much power creep. Like even today, we've got the relics and we've got all these different areas of the game to participate in. So I do think, and they have left the videos up. So I think when we did the free to play challenge, Pogo and I, like that was huge to be able to get that much energy kind of right out the rip and progress super fast. And of course, that's the whole goal of that competition, is to progress. And I think, I kind of gave up in the last week, but I was like, I can't go any higher than top 10. So that's just kind of where I stopped on that. But that was a huge progression. So I do think with everything in the game today, they might need to get a little bit better, and I don't know if that's like lifts the cap on the energy or something, because I think new players coming in, they start using those energy pots to keep progressing, or you know what, it may not even be that, it's just more silver out the rip. Now they do give us a free gear cleanse, and I will say,
whoa, not gear cleanse, gear removal. Gear removal, not gear removal. Stop saying gear cleanse, because people are going to start looking like, where's my gear cleanse, Flare him? Where's my gear cleanse?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I wish. Sorry, yes. The free gear removal every 24 hours. So that on a brand new account is absolutely massive, because that was the biggest thing that I will say held me back in the free to play challenge. Was we got you get the monthly, 3 or 4 days that they give you, and that's in relation to Sin City, right? But I basically had to stick with the crappy gear I had on my Alice for a whole month until I could finally, increase her crit rate to 100% and all that stuff, because I just didn't have enough silver in that first little bit. And I'm sure Pogo could probably back me up on this, but there's just not enough silver early on in the game. And so I'd be curious, if I were to start a brand new account today with the daily free gear removal, how much better that can make us, because theoretically you could just, hey, I farmed gear today, I got my free gear cleanse tomorrow, boom, let me re-up my champions and just keep eking up, versus once every month to be able to do it. So but I do think more silver to roll the gear to 16, because y'all were talking about having your core 5 now that you can get, and that's huge, and you got the energy to grind them up and get them up to 60 and all that stuff. That's all great, but guess what? You can't get level 16 gear on them. Even if you got 6-star gear, you can't roll it up past 12 typically on all 4 or 5 of your champions that you're going to be running. So I think that's the biggest holdback. So player, you take one thing from this, increase that silver.
Okay.
I would love to see a silver mine. If they give us a gem mine, give us a silver mine. Why not?
Fair.
That's what I said. I said that.
Okay. Shout out to Bard Games, who said, you know what? I don't need the Ancient Shard. Give it to somebody else. So make sure you guys go give him a follow over on YouTube. And then we ended up giving out his second 504 Gems and Ancient Shard to somebody else. So I did you, them Skinty, Gengar, Kurzad, and at Z Dubs. Congratulations, 540 gems and 1 Ancient Shard will be given out to you guys. And then Jay, what about you, man?
I have started 2 accounts previously. I didn't do this Hell Hades challenge because I've been too busy since I'm playing all these new games. But I have done 2 before free-to-play accounts. So raid is a lot easier now than it was back then. Like, we didn't have much. We didn't have a lot of champions. The base of pool of champions were smaller as well. Some of them were not buffed, right? So it was a lot harder. But now, man, they've given out like codes like crazy. Like, I mean, I would have loved to start the game. I started with Athel because everybody was saying kill. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it with Athel, and I did. I did Nightmare. I did Brutal Clan Boss before there was Ultra Nightmare with a rare champion. I was like, I'm not gonna do Kale. You guys want me to use a poisoner that's not? It's good early game, but it's gonna fall. I was like, no thanks. I'll just keep my weekend. I'll bring a decreased defense with some other champion, and boom, now I got both. So that's what I did, right? And new accounts, when I did my free to plays, I did Wukong because he's cheese. He's cheese. If I had the option to go to Hunter Rock, I would pick her all day or Supreme Galek because having block buffs, having increased speed, auto cleanses for clan boss, man, that's insane. That's what everybody wants, right? Not to be CC'd, not to have good buffs and debuffs. But Wukong is just another amazing champion to get as a code. It's like, wow, I'm just gonna blow up everything, and I don't have to revive him. He revives himself. Most time when you're playing the game, you have like your rare or your epics. You have to build a reviver to bring him back. But Wukong just, as long as you have a support never dying, he always comes back. So it is kind of cheese, right? I will say making my 2 accounts the first 30, 60 days, you're grinding a lot like chickens and basically stuff like that. But now it's just, we have Call the Arbiter. There was a lot of other stuff in game that allows you to get you stuff that back then you didn't have. Like if you didn't have silver, if you didn't have gems, if you didn't have the champs, you were effed. You couldn't progress certain content. But now there's just so much more. It's so much easier. The problem, I think, with new players now, it's retaining them, right? Once they get to like, maybe they beat all normal mode, they get to hard mode, and they're like, damn, this is just too hard. Or they get to arena or live arena, and they're like, man, I'm not fast enough. These are little things that new players have trouble, or like even content creators, right? Like we've seen one content creator who was new to the game, very young in the community, right, in terms of age, and unfortunately he's quit because he got bored, or the grind, I guess, was not enough for, like, it bring him into the game, but it wasn't enough for him to keep going. He was just like, I kind of like burnt out, or I guess it's just not enough. I think a silver wall is something that it's almost unfair. Like silver's literally everywhere. It's in your shards, it's in your tavern, it's in your champion. Like, either give more or reduce the cost of certain things. That way people don't get silver walled and they can keep playing. Because no one wants to go, well, can't do nothing, gotta wait to energy or form spider to hopefully, so I can get a champion build. Like, that just, stops your progress. You want to keep player, if their main thing is to keep new players keep going and keep grinding, right? Playing, and not like us who just auto everything for like 5-10 hours in the background, but have new people actually engaged, then you don't want them block them. But they block them because, of course, it's supposed to be where, well, I don't have this, maybe I should check the other place, the bottom left-hand corner, right? And click on that. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So with all that said, I just want to say, Plarium, we may not always agree on everything you do in game. We're gamers. We love the game. We want different things. I understand there's investors. I understand they got to make money, and that's what their main focus is. But I do want to say thank you for putting this game out, because, if you didn't, we wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't be doing this podcast. We wouldn't be engaging with this wonderful community, and none of us would have done any of what we're doing today, right? Ken wouldn't be a content creator. Zero Brew wouldn't be doing YouTube. Hell, Hades wouldn't be doing his Godforge game. So even though we don't agree on everything, we still say thank you for Raid Shadow Legends. And we just hope that in the future, things go a little bit more our way. That said, Ken, where can people come and find you?
Final Kenpachi, both Twitch and YouTube. We are streaming at the same time, guys, every single day at the Clan Boss Reset. Thank you.
Awesome. Jay, where can people come and find you, bro?
Twitch.tv and YouTube, JRStar3.
Awesome. Pogo, where can people come and find you?
Just right here on Twitch, baby.
Pogo Pink Tie?
That's it.
Awesome.
One and
Zero
only.
Brew, where can people come and find you?
Yes, come hit us up Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Zero Brew and Zero Brew on the YouTubes as well. Thank you.
Awesome. PJ, where can people come and find you?
MXPJE on Twitch and YouTube, stream pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day as much as possible.
Awesome. Gestel, where can people come and find you?
Gessel Gaming on YouTube's and on the Twitches, streaming 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every Sunday through Friday.
Awesome. And King, where can everybody come and find you, bro?
Oh man, twitch.tv/king_copium.
Awesome.
And after a short break, I'll be on later.
Awesome. Hey, Ken, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
Hold on.
He's like, damn, you have to come to me first.
I'm ready. No, I'm ready. I like to shout out the Zarkos Dungeon. He was on my stream a couple of days ago. And he told me he drank like 35 beer last night. I'm like, bro, is your kidney okay? Anyway, he's also great live. So if you guys wanna check him out,
And I was gonna
drinking
shout
that
him
much
out.
beer. Yeah,
He
and
stole it.
Zarkos Dungeon. Yep. And I'm gonna post his link over there. You guys can check this out. Thank you.
Awesome. PJ, what you got for me for a shout out, bro?
Terrible. I was gonna do Zarkos. Maybe come back to me. I gotta think of someone else now.
Jay, what you got for a
Stole
shout out for
mine.
me?
I want to give it to Farbstop RSL.
Okay. Zero, what you got for a shout out for me?
Yeah, so let's go with Bash Raid on YouTube, but it's Clash Bashing on Twitch. I'm assuming they got their stuff through Clash of Clans, kind of like Ash or whatnot. But he is streaming on the Twitch now. He's raided us a few times, but also has a YouTube channel as well. So much love to him. Hopefully he gets to see this.
Awesome. Let's go to Mr. Gestel next. Gestel, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I'm gonna keep it cheesy, brother. We're gonna shout out Blazin', man. 100 shows. You've done
100
amazing
shows. Let's do it.
together, and
Let's
do an
go.
awesome job every week, man. So huge shout out to you, and it's a blast. I look forward to it every week, and I want 100 more, brother. Let's do 100 more.
Let's go. Let's go. King, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
All right. I've got 2 today, but the first one's a little obscure. So I'm going to actually shout out the Supreme Club because I have got some inside information. And whether you believe me or not, I don't care. But they are actually advocating for everybody in the game. We're talking low spend, no spend. They are dropping comments, trying to get the game in a better place for everyone. And I think that's great because Plarium listens to them. Listen more. The second shout out is going to go to my main mod, my clan deputy, Hellbones, who has finally decided that he's going to start streaming on a more consistent basis. He's an awesome guy, super knowledgeable. He is damn close to Marius, and his account grind is fun to watch. So I'll drop that link here in a second because I was not prepared.
Awesome. Pogo, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
First, I just wanted to make mention that as of this month, chat, we are going over 5 years of consecutively streaming on Twitch every day.
Let's go.
I've been streaming on Twitch for more years than that, but I have not missed a day for 5 years consecutively.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
rolling back around, my shout out is going to our homie Zero Brew because there's been many a times that I stream the same time as your podcast is going on, and people come rushing into my chat to let me go. Your boy Zero just gave you a shout out on the podcast, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I love that dude. So I'm on the podcast, but I'm shouting out our boy Zero.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
PJ, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
We going to shout out all the WoW. He's an awesome dude. Does lots of arena, high-end live arena. I think he's like 13K, 16,000 maybe plus points. Does puzzles and games in the beginning of his stream. Good vibes over there. Definitely check him out, to a follow.
Awesome. And my shout out's gonna go to all you guys: Gesto, King, Pogo, PJ, Zero, Jay, Ken, and all the other creators that have came on here week after week. That you guys made this show a success. You guys turn in, the community comes in to watch you guys. We wouldn't be here without all of you guys. So I so much appreciate the time. Your significant others, I love them because maybe they just want to get away from you, or maybe you're just taking the time away from them and spending it here with us. Either way, I appreciate them so much. That said, we're going to raid out to Zarkos Dungeons over on Twitch for everybody there. So thank you all again for hanging out with us. I am so happy that this is happening, and hopefully we've got another 100 more, 200 more, 300 more. It really depends on Raid Shadow Legends. And who knows, if Raid ever dies, we'll probably pick up another game, and you guys will have a lot to say about that. Make sure that you guys leave your UMID number in the YouTube when this is over, and you will be entered in to get your 540 gems, 1 void shard, and 1 epic tome. As always, everybody, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. We'll catch you guys next time. 3, 2,